Hello, hello, hello. I just got this message up here. All right, how to get that message up. Hi, hi. Welcome to my pop-up live. Today is Tuesday. Yes, today's Tuesday. And as you can see the title, I am going to share with you today. I'm going to first show you all the scrap yarns I have. What I'm going to do with them. An old whip I found. And this is because I've been organizing all my crafty things and what I did to my diamond painting that you probably will be pulling your hair if you saw what I did to my diamond painting. Um, and then we're gonna have a little chat. Let me get this other phone on so I can see the chat room better. My other phone. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes to see who's around, and we'll get started in a minute. Hope everybody's doing well. Blessing to all. God be the glory. And yeah, so it is a nice day here, a cold day here the past few days actually in Connecticut. Yeah, it's been really cold even during the day. Hello, hello, welcome in. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to read your comment in a minute while I get into this phone and I'll be able to see it better. Thank you for being here. And as you come in, please don't forget the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Hello, what I can see is Sam. How you doing? Welcome in. I'm just getting this on right now. Let's see what Sam is saying, hey everyone, I like gloves. I make gloves. You like gloves? Oh, I have my fingerless gloves on. I found them the other day. But I crochet gloves, yeah. And I want to knit some as well. My channel is about gloves as well. Really? I gotta check that out. Okay. Do you have any? No, I don't. Well, I know I don't have disposable ones. I use reusable ones. I do buy disposable ones, the box of 100. Um, but I really use disposable gloves so I could be able to use them over and over, like from when I'm cleaning the dishes and cleaning the bathroom or things like that. Yeah. The disposable ones I would use like for if I'm, like the garden, if I'm messing around with dirt or something like that, or if I'm, in a public place and I'm digging for something for some reason, I don't know, like a tax sale or something like that. Yeah. But if you people wear disposable gloves, you have a thing for disposable gloves, huh? Are you a doctor? Okay, cleaning gloves. Yeah, I have cleaning gloves. I just bought two new ones. I got some really nice shiny red ones. Well, it's red. And I bought actually two different sizes because I wasn't sure. It wasn't a brand I never used, so I wasn't sure if medium or small was gonna fit me. But small is too tight. The medium fits me very well. Yeah, gloves. What? On both hands, just for me. Wow, on live. Okay, I'll see if I could grab them. Hello, James. Welcome in. How are you? How you doing today? How's your day going so far? I am from United States and I live in the northeast coast of America in Connecticut. Yes. Yes, that's where I live, which is getting really cold here. It's getting there. I've been had to have my heater on almost every day, but I try to leave it on 64, 63 during the day. So, oh, 516. All right. So I'm going to let this phone load up and yeah. So, today and this channel is called Passion for Yarn. So I do want to thank everybody for being here. So today I will be talking about crafty things, and also I want to chat. A topic for today for today's conversation is going to be about the don'ts, what not to do when you're looking for love. and what not to say. Okay. This advice is both, but mostly for the ladies. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show, Pop the Balloon. Let me know in the comments section here and the live. Let me know if you ever watched that show. It's very popular. I happened to come across it this year, and I'm a big fan of it. It makes me laugh. So, but there's all kinds of pop a balloon. There's one that's my favorite. That's very I think the number one I do like is the lady that has the pop a balloon. But I guess one of those shows starts on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Popcasters. I mean on YouTube. Um, are the YouTubers that have created the show. So oh, this phone keeps turning off. I mean, not okay. Hold on. So there's a few that I don't watch because they're a little shady. And then there's a few that I enjoy very much. So they have the pop a balloon regular one, and they have the pop a balloon for overweight people. They have the pop a balloon for shorties, short guys. They have pop a balloon for seniors, and those are my seniors. I really like it because they're very frank and they get to the point and they don't play no games. So yeah, I really like it. You have both hands. No, I can't keep it on my I can't keep them on my hands. I will show it to you, but no, I'm working with yarn right now. So so I won't be able to do that. But yeah, so let's see here. So grab your cup of coffee, water, whatever you like to drink, and just chat with me. And we're gonna get this show on the road. And let me get onto YouTube here so I could bring up my channel and be able to read the chat more better, more clear. I'm actually on live on my phone. It's kind of hard to see the chat room because it's more smaller, but yeah. So let me go here and go into my channel. So see. Those who are watching behind the bushes, welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right. Let me see if I can see my chat room. Let me go grab those gloves. Hold on a second, just to show you what I have. But I'm going to see if I can see the comment section here. And I have to put this on mute. I think I have it on mute. This is a older phone. Here it goes. Still Samsung Galaxy, but I bought it a few years ago. Hold on one second. Get out. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I was telling my cat to get out. She's trying to jump on my stove. These are the red ones. They fit me very well. Usually I don't find them in red. This is a brand from Big Y department store, grocery store here. But usually I see them in green or yellow, but never red. But I do like the red. They're really nice. They're comfortable. They fit well. So, yep. These are reusable. And it has a nice lining in the inside. Very soft and comfortable. And they dry very well. It has a butterfly right here in the front, but I thought that was cute. I didn't know that until I opened the box. But yeah, so these are for the kitchen. I have these for the kitchen. I'm all for if we could buy stuff that is more reusable, better for the planet. And sometimes you have to use the disposable, right? Because if you're working in the medical field and all that, or you're garbage, um, you work picking up the garbage or stuff like that. Yeah. Hey Susan, how are you? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me see who else is here. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Let's see here. Susan, I was so happy to see you on on that live I saw you once before. I forget whose live that was. I think it was Michelle's. Was it Michelle? It was on Nani Mae's live. Okay, everything's uploading on my phone. You can hear it like making all that noise. All right, let me go into my live and see if I can see the chat room in the comment section. Chat right here. Okay, who else is here? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me put the lighting more bright here. Hello. What is a B? Rant 9422 from Texas. Yeehaw. Texas in the house. Where's everybody from? Welcome in. All right. So, hi. Okay, that's Sam who loves gloves. Susan. All right. Thank you guys for being here. All right. So, first I'm going to show you all the scrap yarn I found and what am I going to do with them. And I already started today. I have this big bag, number one, of scrap yarn. I have gotten rid of some of my scrap yarn when I made that beautiful blanket. I knitted this beautiful blanket for myself and got rid of a lot of scrap yarn. I think I finished that last year. So now I have more, lots more. And so I'm gonna make something with it that you could crochet really fairly quick. And then I have more in here. I have scrap yarn in here, and there is another bag of scrap yarn. I don't think I brought it with me. I have more in a Ziploc bag. So I have a lot of scrap yarn I have to use. And I need to start working on them so I can have more room here. So what I'm going to do with the scrap yarns, I am going to be crocheting lots of cows for the winter. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I already started with some scrap yarn in black and gray. So they're going to be cows. So for people that don't like to wear scarves, because I know some people that don't like scarves, and I love scarves and I love both of them. So I'm going to do that. This is 73. I started with 73 stitches. They're all going to be half a double crochet. I don't want to get too fancy with it because it's supposed to be fast and quick. And with half a double crochet, you know, it keeps them warmer. If you do it single crochet, it will keep them even more warmer. But cows, it doesn't matter what stitch you use because it does keep you nice and warm and keeps your neck warm enough. I'm going to make it up to this tall that they could bring it down a little bit, or they could cover at least their part of their nose and their mouth. So that is what I'm planning to do. So I started with the black and gray, and they're not going to be that. I'm going to show you. Oh, something came up here. What is this? You won't be able to make. All right, I don't know. I got a message there for a minute. So they're going to look like this. I'm going to show you right now. And hold on one second. I know, I'm sorry. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So I don't have a measuring tape on me right now, but this is I'm going by this size right here. So I didn't sew these ends yet, connect them, but they're going to be so warm and comfortable. And I don't want to put it up too much because I have, you know, lipstick, but you know, like this. So they're going to be nice and warm. So it's going to be just it's not that tall at all. So I'm working my cows going back and forth this way, then up and down. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with my scrap yarn. I started with black, went with then this gray one here. And some of them I'm just gonna try to make them look nice, and some of them I'm just gonna make them scrap yarns, different colors, scrappy cows. I don't have to really, colors don't have to be perfect. So some people do like that. A lot of people like making um tops and scarves, hats, and different with scrap yarn blankets. So everybody likes just to grab a ball and go and just don't even think about the colors, right? But I have a bunch in here, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a 4 medium weight, 3 lightweight. I have a bulky 5. So I have different ones here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, so we're gonna see how many I can make with this bag and the other bag I have. So that's what I'm gonna be working on. Okay, getting rid of the scrap yarn and getting rid of the cows, and okay, so I could make more room for other things. I'm using a number 6 millimeter crochet hook for all of them, so I could have a more stretchy, and the fabric will be more comfortable. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So number 6, and depending on the yarn, that is a 4 medium weight, so I'm using a 6 for that one. So it depends on the yarn size. Another thing I came across was this big old bag. I forgot about this, guys. I don't know how I forgot about this, right? Because it's just a big old yarn. Look, from the anniversary cake. Y'all remember these? So this is the Karen anniversary cake one. And I bought it in this color, which is the blues and greens, teals, gray, beautiful color. But I started making a blanket with it because I love this one so much. I wanted to keep this one for me. So I already started making a blanket for myself. So this is how it looks. So far, this is what I did. So I'm going to really finish it up. Yeah. Aren't these colors, aren't they beautiful? They look so well together, don't they? They look just so beautiful. I love them. I love these colors together. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I found this. I still have a long way to go, but this is, I believe, a 6. Let me see. Yeah, I was right. It's a 6, so it's a super bulky number 6. So it's gonna go fast. I'm using, I believe, it's a 10 number 10 crochet hook on that one. And it recommends a 10. I'm using exactly the one that it recommends. Hold on a second, let me make sure. Yeah, 10 for knitting and 10 for crochet. And then this blanket, this here, I would like to try that pattern. Look at that beautiful blanket. Isn't that beautiful? I want to try this. So the pattern's in here. The pattern's in here, right here. So I might try that one day. Not now, maybe for 2026. God willing, I'm still here. But yeah, so gotta get this going. I love this. This is really my colors. Another thing I found is, and I found a book. I found a book for the honey pie Dow set. So it's 40 patterns in that book. I found it. So I gotta finish them. I gotta finish my dows. I mean, I'm like, what is going? I really stopped because I didn't have the book, and I really wanted to do it by the book because my daughter spent money on it, and I really want to get it done. So this is where I stopped. So, and the head is here somewhere. I have her head. I think I already did her head. But this is the body. The body I already did. I just got to attach the head. I did some of the outfits. The top is a sweater for the doll. And this is supposed to be a jean skirt. So I have not put the button. I have to put the button in the back. That's why the skirt's falling. But yeah, She has this nice, cute little jean skirt. So yeah, she's headless right now, but her arms and her head is already crocheted. So we just got to attach it. And then I made more of those outfits because I'm going to be, I made the skirt. This is another skirt. It's for the doll. I made another shirt in yellow because I'm going to make some dolls for my aunt's granddaughter as well. So I'm making a set for um, my sister's granddaughter, but also I'm making one for my aunt's granddaughter. So these are some shorts that you have to make the panel separate, and then you sew them together and you make shorts. So you got to follow the pattern, right? And then this is another top in the jean. I'm making it. This is, to me, this is like the jean yarn is different kinds of colors of blue, so it's really really pretty. And another top. So yeah, I'm gonna get busy with this. I have the book. I'm excited, and it's not gonna get done until 2026, hopefully. But I still have some of this yarn for one of um the body skin type, and I have a darker color yarn, a tan color. So I gotta get this done. Some little girl could be playing with it, instead of me having it here uh in my bag here. And then these are other ones that also need to be sewn. So these are bodies that I already made. They're already stuffed, I don't know what's taking me so long. I don't know. I guess the moving here and putting away all this stuff. I mean, I have a lot of stuff, guys. And so this is the heads already made. The heads are made already. The arms are made. I believe the arms are made. So this is the arm. This is the arm, I believe, for one of these. See, I just have to attach them. That's all. I don't know what's keeping me, but I just gotta attach them. Have all the eyes and things like that. And I'm gonna get this done because this is almost it's 80% done. I just gotta make the hair. So these are the other heads I gotta attach. Y'all remember this? I showed you guys this a while back. So I gotta get this done, guys. I got 2 other hands already made. So yeah, that's going to be for this one because of the skin tone color. Yeah, so that's going to be this one. It's going to be like that. I love the way I made the body shape. I really like this. I like this a lot. This is my own pattern, by the way. The other little one is from the book. So, and which I'm only following the pattern for the doll because my daughter bought it. But to be honest, I don't like that pattern too much for the doll. I really like this one. And as you can see, it's supposed to come out smaller. Yeah, I even made her underwears. So this is a different pattern. As you can see, it's smaller. It's because it's for the doll playset. You can make dolls different sizes, but also it's meant so she could be able to sit, and that's why the legs, you sew them on here like that, and so she'll be able to sit, which I like that. So that I like. I just don't like the doll pattern itself, but I could work with it. So that's another thing that I found that I have to work on. Now, oh my gosh, guys, this diamond painting, I was like, when I saw this, I kept all my diamonds from the diamond painting for the sloth, which, let me get it. All right, you remember this diamond painting? This is how far as I gone with it, right? After I moved, I stopped. I for here, when I moved here the first year, I did work on it. I did the body, working on the body and everything, the bottom part and everything, but I just stopped doing it, right? See? So I have to really pick this up. But Never, never, never use these trays for your diamond painting. I used it. This is one of these embroidery containers you get at Walmart, empty, so you can put your embroidery threads in here. You can use it for a lot of different things, but it has 18 compartments here. But I put every individual color in here with the label, with the number on it, so I'll know it to match it with the chart they have here. That way I know which of the diamonds I have to put on here. But for some reason, I always keep it flat. For some reason, I don't know what happened to it. Somebody probably moved it, didn't know what it was, or it tipped over. And it tipped over. And what happened was all the diamonds are all mixed. So the other day, last week I was working on it, trying to divide them. And I still have the numbers and everything that goes with them, right? But man, look at that mess. I don't even want to work on it, but I have to because I have to finish this. But I don't know if the camera could pick this up. Look at this mess. Look at this. They're all different. They're all mixed. I don't know if you can see it because I don't want them to fall out of the container. They're all mixed colors, and man, I was working on this one night and I just wanted to pull my hair off my head. It was just really messing with me, and my eyes were hurting, and it was just don't put your diamond paintings in these things. I had them in individual Dollar Tree sells, which is $1.25 plus now, sells these 10 in a pack, these little Tupperware containers with the lid, and that's where I had them in, individually, different the colors separated, not like this. So don't put it in this basic organizer. Don't put them in one of these because you're gonna have my mess. Okay, you're gonna have my mess. So I have to separate all these now. And if those who do diamond painting know that these diamonds are very, very tiny, so I had to pick it up with the diamonds stick and everything and put them in this is gonna take me a minute. Yeah, so I am working on that too. Those are the things I'm working on. Let me check the chat room. Cute dolls, do you have a pattern for her? I don't remember writing a pattern. And as you can see, I should have wrote a pattern, but I'm pretty sure I could probably share it with you because, Susan, if you're still here, because they all look the same. So, the heads are the same. I must have at one point counted it, and I'm trying to get the other body. So as you can see, they look the same. They look the same. See? So, yeah. I do like the body. Yeah. So one day I could probably get it all together, and I don't write patterns, but I could write like how many rows for the legs, and then attaching the two legs and going around till you get to the top. And here too. Now I know how to do also a doll that you do the legs individually, right? And then you connect them and you go around. That's how you make this body. You go round, 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 round. Also, I make it with the head attachment. Everything's one piece except the arms. So except the arms, the legs, the body, and the head and the neck is one piece. So I know how to do that too. From here to do the neck and then the head. That's a different way I do it too. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it right there. They're supposed to have bigger heads than the body because they're supposed to look that style. Like we'll see when I'm done with it, but they're not supposed to have what's that doll that girls were really popular and their heads were bigger than their body, but it's not that big, I mean, it's going to look well. See, yeah, and remember she has to have a neck, so she'll have a neck and then it's gonna look well. Anyways, I gotta get those done and get them out the house. And that's all I had to share with you right now. So let me go in the chat room. Thank you. Hey, Dora, how you doing? From that Yarny Zebra stuff. Welcome. Blessing to you too. How you doing? Continue. I've been watching your videos. You're doing really good with the losing the weight and everything. That's awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up. Um, she's saying hi to everyone. Pretty blanket. Thank you. I know those colors are really pretty, huh? I bought a cow from you once. I still wear it in the winter. Oh yeah, you bought the rectangle one. Yeah, you bought the rectangle one. I had just taken out one of them. Two of my favorites. I took them out now for the winter. And I was looking at the pattern. I was like, I should make more of these as well because that was a quick crochet. Very quick to make. I made a few in one day, you know. Elaine, wow. Your live streams would you keep on your oh, that's that guy that was saying about the gloves. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab my craft at my cow that I'm working now. I'm not working in the rounds. I'm working flat like this, and then I am going to sew them together. I'm gonna sew the two ends together when I'm done. And um yeah, so I'm not doing it in the rounds right now. I just want to get this going. And yeah, so it's getting cold. Oh, another project I found that I'm finishing this week. It's these little I made these in the loom. So they're supposed to be a family, like a father, mother, and two kids. So I found the two ones, like two are from this size, and one is this side, one is a little taller because it's gonna be like an older sibling. So I gotta get that finished. I gotta stop. I don't like having all these whips like this and not having things done, not getting things finished. Those things are like that. I'm gonna be able to finish quickly. But yeah, I started here. I started this here. I started in this apartment, not the other one. All right. So how's everybody doing? So I do want to talk to you about, let's have a conversation about dating. I don't know if any of you guys watch Pop the Balloon. And let me know, even if you're watching the replay of this video, this live, welcome, welcome. Let me know in the replay in the comment section if you ever watched that show. If you haven't, look it up on YouTube. It's called Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So they even had this show here in Connecticut, and they had it in New Jersey, New York. They go all over the state and they make these shows. People are coming onto the show looking for love. And so I want to talk to the ladies right now. You know which so the pop-up balloon, either the girl could be looking for love and they will have like 10 guys or 5 guys, whoever showed up for that day for the show. And she will have to pick from, ask a few questions, get to know them a little bit, and then she'll, if she likes what she hears, if she doesn't like what she hears, she pops the balloon. If she likes what she hears, she keeps the balloon. It doesn't pop it, but at the end she has to pick one person. All right. But I like that one where the guys are the ones on the lineup and the girls looking for love. I'm going to tell you why. I watch all of them. I watch even the girls that are in the lineup and the guys looking for love. So basically, everybody's looking for love, but the girl's the one that's picking or the guy's the one that's picking. Okay. So I started watching both. I watched the senior one. They had the little people one. They have they have the younger people. So my favorite, like I said, is when the girl's looking for love and the guys are in the lineup. All right. So watching this show, if you are looking for someone that, because these most of these people are looking for the right one to get married with, and so you might want to watch the show if you're looking for the right one to get married with. Sometimes they'll have Christian people there too. But if you're a Christian, it's kind of hard to go on that show because not everybody, to be fair, not everybody that goes is Christian. Okay. So you got to go on that show, ladies, and you need to listen to the guys, what they're saying. Okay. So I'm going to share with you what I heard them saying. Christian and non-Christian, they're all men, right? Men, yeah. So they all think almost the same, guys, when it comes to the girls. Oh, bye, Susan. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in these YouTube streets. So, um, all right. So I like to have these discussions because it's very interesting. I'm gonna tell you about some of the ladies what I've seen. Some of the ladies were dressed very well. Dress to impress is very important because it says a lot about you, especially if they don't know you and they're meeting you for the first time. So some of the ladies, like I said, were dressed well. Some of the ladies were dressed too out there. Some of the ladies didn't have enough clothing on. One lady had like an outfit, a couple of them that looked like they were negligees. But anyways, here are these guys, right, that are looking for the right one. So when they're looking for the right one, they want to make sure that is the right one where they could bring her to mama, right? Bring her to meet his family. So so the ladies go up, the guys in the lineup and the ladies like asking questions, whatever. But if the guys don't like what they see, they pop the balloon. So I'm gonna tell you a few of a few of the shows, quite a bit shows. A lot of the men were saying the same thing. So the lady, they were complaining. They mind the lady wearing makeup. They just didn't like you wearing. They just don't like you wearing a lot of makeup, where they can't see you. Your You know what I mean? They want to see the real you, and if you don't have a lot of makeup on, they could see that. But if you have a lot of makeup on, they don't like it. A lot of them said this. They don't like it at all. Okay? They don't like the fake eyelashes. They don't like um uh some of them, not all of them, didn't like you wearing a weed or anything like that, right? Um, but all of them didn't like if you did not have enough clothing on, if you did not leave anything to the imagination, if you were wearing very sexy clothing. Some of these ladies, they were up there, they were by what they were wearing. The first thing that came to my mind was, girl, you're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. You have to leave something for the imagination, right? So modesty in this is very important for men because they're looking for love. They don't wanna then this is why a lot of men who are not, let's say, Christian or go to church, you hear them. I've been hearing them for years that they don't go out to the clubs or to a bar to look for a woman. They look into churches. Okay, so these are not old guys too talking like this. This is guys in their 20s and their 30s. So, then the other thing they didn't like was if you had any surgery done. If you had any surgery done, if you had BBLs, if you had breast and surgery or anything like that. So obviously these men are looking for the real you, the natural you. There was quite a few girls who had BBLs. And you could tell because when those who do BBLs, it doesn't look natural. Your body doesn't look natural. You could tell that it's not, and actually you look weird. People that do BBLs, like, it depends, right? Because some girls, they do those really big ones. Like, I'm like, girl, how are you carrying that? But anyways, they that when some of the guys pop the balloon and they'll ask him, okay, I want to know why you popped the balloon. What was your reason? And he would say, well, I don't know how to say this, but I don't like, I like my girls to be natural. I really don't like the BBL look and all this. So it was the BBL, the too much makeup, not enough clothing on, um, and then some of your answers to their questions. So I said, wow, you know what? Every single woman should watch this show because you could learn by, even if you don't go to the show for dating, you could learn, well, how men are thinking, what they're thinking. And sometimes us women, we do too much. We do too much. Women do too much because they want to find a man. And really, in reality, you don't have to do too much. You don't have to do too much. You have to look nice, yes, representative, and character is a key too. Your character is a key. How you carry yourself, okay? So, yeah, even the seniors. So there's a show for the seniors. So we talking about 50 and up, looking for love. I mean, I'm watching right now. I have it on mute while I'm talking to you guys, but I'm watching one right now that was 70. A man was 70 looking for love. So the senior ones makes me crack up because these women, they don't play. Like, they live life already and everything. So they get to the point, if they don't hear, they hear something negative or something that they didn't like from the men, they're gonna let them know, not in a rude way, but they're not gonna be trying to sugarcoat anything because they are in the age that you already lived. You already probably been married. Some of these people have been married before. They're widows, some of them. So, it's funny because even I was surprised that in one of the shows for the senior, um, women were trying too hard there. I mean, you are 60 something years old and she was wearing a very see-through shirt, um very, very, very short skirt, like if she was in her 20s. And so they bypass women like that, because again, what you wear is very important, and how you conduct yourself, how your character. So if you haven't seen that show, Pop the Balloon, guys, sometimes I spend hours here watching it because it's so funny. It's hilarious. And so they have somebody for for all types of people. Like I said, they have if the age rank, and also if you are short, because a lot of these shows, the men have not been picked because they're too short. That's another thing I want to talk about, that because even here and out here in the real world, it's true. Almost 99.9% of the women don't want short men. And so these poor short men can't find love. And so there's a show just for them. So when the woman comes to find love, she knows that is a short man. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. So yeah, they know he's short. So then when you come to find love, you can't complain he's short. So then another show is for the plus size woman. So they have plus size women too. So if you come to the show, then you know the woman you're gonna come in, and that's in the show, she is plus size. So yeah. So they have something for everybody. So be yourself. Don't try so hard. Don't wear a lot of makeup. They don't like it for some reason. I know I was dating somebody that didn't like women that didn't like me wearing lipstick because, a lot of men think this way. When they kiss you, they don't want lipsticks on their lips. And it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, men, there are different men that have different tastes, but I'm trying to tell you, 99.9% of the men that were in different, whether you were a senior or younger or in the middle age, they all said the same thing. So yeah, and they will tell them, well, I'm sorry, you have too much makeup, and I'm not really, one lady had the works, and the guy was like, is that really your color eyes? She said no. This is the one that really hit me, that lady. So he asked her, Okay, so then what is your color? What is the color of your eyes? And then she told them. So they can't see who she really is because in this first date, this is kind of like a speed date, right? So they can't really see who she really is. So this woman had contact lenses to change her eye color. And then she had he said, "So is that your natural hair?" She said, "No." So no natural hair. And then she had all this heavy makeup on. So he told her, "Well, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm meeting you for the first time, but I can't really tell who you are, how you really look, because you have all these other extra things going on, and I can't tell who you really are. And I want to, meeting you for the first time, I want to see the real you." So think about that when you're getting ready to go on a date. Yeah, so I found this show very interesting. It's funny too. It's very funny with some of the answers, and from either men or women. It's very funny. But some of them do find love, and so there are a few shows. There's a lot of Pop the Balloons, Find Love, or one is called The Real One. Pop the Balloon, Finding the Real One. I like this show. The guy in the show, he is a really nice guy. Is his channel, and I'm actually watching him right now. So his is Pop the Balloon, Find the Real One. Right, that's his show. Only thing I like about him, he wears a lot. Like, I don't know if he's doing it to play a character, but he wears like a lot of different wigs, colors with his outfits. That's the only thing. But he's a really nice guy, and he said he gets a lot of when he had the plus size girls come in to find for love. He said he loves plus size women, and he gets heat for that online. That because he wants to date, he likes plus size women, and that's what he likes. And so yeah, he shared that. Very nice guy, but you could tell that he really wants them to look for love. So, but he's my one of my favorites, more decent, because I have came across some of them that are very ghetto, very, if that's your thing, it's not my thing, but um less respect for women, less respect for men. They show less respect. They were very rude to these people that they're just meeting. But these other two, they're more respectful, and you don't hear them cursing or anything like that. And so I'm gonna put it in the, if you're interested, I'll put it in the comment section of this live after I'll put the two links of the ones I watched, the two I watched. When I do like the senior one, so I watched those three, and I'll put it on there so you guys could check it out. But for those who are, they're looking to see what you're wearing too, even up to your toes. If you're wearing open shoes on this on your first day, please make sure you get a pedicure, and make sure that your toes are looking nice, your feet are looking nice, because they look at everything. They look at you up and down. And so yeah, and some of these men said they're feet men. They like you, for your feet to look nice. They like the toes, I guess, some of them. But yeah, so you have to watch this show. I thought it was very funny. Um, my daughter was like surprised because I watched this show. I was like, why not? I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just some of them I don't watch. But yeah, these two I do watch. But yeah, it's very interesting. Would I ever go in one of those shows? No. I wouldn't want it to go to one of those shows because not guarantee you're gonna um so let's say there's 10 men, 10 women lined up, and there's one man that comes in. So um if you don't like him and they don't like him, he probably finds somebody else. He'll leave the show. They'll, I think for 1 hour they'll have three about men to come in, or three women to come in looking for love. They have to choose. So yeah, so you don't know. I mean, you're taking a chance, but some of the people been on there for a few times on the show trying to find love. But yeah, I thought that show was very interesting. I don't know if you guys ever seen it before. Well, what's up with me? Well, I am, like I'm saying, I'm getting busy with crocheting. Got to finish the other projects, but I'm just finding stuff and putting stuff, organizing it. Um, I'm close to 1,500, guys. I don't know what's going on. It keeps going up and down. I know YouTube will take some of your subscribers out, your subscribers. So if you're not, if you're unsubscribed, please subscribe. And also, for the new people, you have to watch at least one whole video, because if you subscribe and you don't watch one whole video, they will remove you. They will unsubscribe you from that person's channel, because um they're gonna think that you're really not interested in this channel, even though they shouldn't be doing that, because people should unsubscribe themselves if they don't want to be on there in this person's channel, right? But YouTube does that. YouTube will unsubscribe you. You know how many people I had to subscribe back on their channel because they unsubscribed me. So I'm pretty sure it's not the I can only unsubscribe me. Nobody else can. It's either me or YouTube. So YouTube is unsubscribing people. So I do have yarn I'm gonna give away for my 1500 yarn giveaway. I'm gonna do a video because I'm so close and I keep going up and down. So I'm going to be giving doing a video what I'm going to be giving away for the 1500. I've been waiting to get there for so long because it's stuck on 1497, 1498, then it goes down to 1495, and then it goes up and down, and one subscriber down, one subscriber up. It's been like that for a while, guys. So I got the yarn, I got all the stuff that I'm going to give away. So I just need to get there. And just to secure the 1500, I want to get to at least, you always want to get to three more or two more subscribers just to keep it secure. But yeah, I do have the giveaway items. So stay subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, then please go check out my videos, and if you want to subscribe, I will appreciate that. I've really been dying to do this giveaway for a while, but I have new yarns and things that I'm going to give away. So yeah, so I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So that's once I get to that number, because then I'll have a second giveaway, which is the 2000 subscriber mark. Okay. So yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys about dating. It's very important to um watch what you say and how you say it and how you dress, how you come across is very important, because they're looking at all that too. So I'm not dating right now, but I'm just saying that's I love to watch the men, how they say, how they express what they are looking for in a woman. Okay, what they're looking for in a woman. So it's very important to pay attention, open, and listen to them if you want to find yourself a good man. All right. So us women, we thought that we always got to be in the salon doing our nails, which I'm not a nail person. I don't do my nails. I used to do my nails when the acrylic nails first came out. I like my real nails. I don't like fake nails. I just never liked them because so many reasons. You spend so much money on these fake nails, and you can't even scratch yourself when you have an itch because you can't feel your skin. Um um they damage your the acrylic damage your natural nail, and then they start peeling, they start coming down, they look really ugly, they get dirty in the bottom. Even if you clean them very well, sometimes it depends what you're touching, like I don't know, maybe ketchup or something like that, where it's so hard to keep them clean, and sometimes they break off easily. So it's a waste of money for me. um and I just like my, to each his own, but I like my natural nails. So I do go for pedicures, but um yeah. So yeah, they just want you to be natural. If if you do your nails, that's fine, but some of the women are just do the whole nine yard, and for them that's too much. They want to know you. They want to get to know you. So yeah, you never know who's gonna like you for you. You don't gotta try that hard. You just gotta, be yourself, yes, but Don't try to be somebody else. Sometimes you could try to be somebody else in the process of being yourself, if that makes sense, right? Because you're there talking and everything, but you're a whole different person. You know what I mean? So yeah, I heard some men that don't like weave hair or fake hair because they like to play with the woman's hair. They like to touch it. They like to curl it. So oh, it was so funny the things they were saying. But yeah, yeah, yep. So that's a good show to watch on YouTube. Pop the balloon. So there's a woman that her channel is Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Pop the Balloon or Find Love, and then there's the guy that I told you. He's very, I don't know, he's a sharp dresser, but a really nice guy. He has glasses. I forget his name, but I will put the link to his channel down below. So yeah, one is the lady is let me see if I could find it here. Let's see. So yeah, yesterday, I've been busy yesterday, 2 days now. I just been cleaning this house up and dealing with the plants. I'm growing about 19 plants indoors, and you'd be surprised. You hear 19 plant. Wow, that's probably taking a lot of space. It's not. I have a few in the windows, but I have the rest under grow lights. But I have these 3 tower shelves where I put them on, and then I have another um like a dish cabinet thing over here that doesn't go on the wall 'cause it's too heavy. I have dishes in there, but I use that on the top for the plants, and I put grow lights. I got grow lights in 3 different stations. And so I have my craft table over there, and I put the rest of the plants when I don't have them under the grow lights, I put them there. So yeah, it's not really hard for you to grow a garden indoors. I mean, this is a small apartment. You could do it at home. I think it's very important for us to do that now with things going on with the government and everything. I didn't think about it until somebody made this video. I usually grow my vegetables in the spring, summer. I don't do too much indoors. But this year I wanted to do indoors because first of all, high prices that is going on in the grocery stores, right? And like I said, some of us are in a tight budget and groceries getting higher. So I decided to grow my greens indoors, and I'm going to go get garlic and plant them in the ground. I'm supposed to do them by November. So I'm going to get garlic and plant at least 30 of them in the ground for next year. And then you still could grow carrots even in this season. I already ate up all of my purple carrots I grew this summer. They're all gone. I ate them already. So I show you that in the CT Valley Grow Garden video in that channel. So it's important for me to grow. I'm growing kales. When I go to the grocery store, all this bags of kales, bags of lettuce is $5 and up. And a lot of time they spoil in your refrigerator. So I'm growing spinach, uh, different kinds of lettuces, 2 different kind of spinach. I'm growing Swiss charts, and I'm growing 2 different kales, and I'm growing rosemary, which that's the first herb I'm growing. I gotta start my seeds on the other herbs I want to grow over the winter indoors. And I got baby choy, bok choy, baby bok choy. I got that one growing outside, but I also got these plants growing inside. So when you go buy bok choy is very expensive. Very expensive. It's like $6 for a little bunch. And I'm like, my gosh, I could grow that for pennies at home. I never bought it in the store because it's too expensive, but I love the bok choy because it's a super, super green. Has a lot of nutrients and vitamins. Also kale, spinaches, they're all very up there in nutrients that I'm looking for that is good for your body. So switch chart is up on the top up there too. So yeah. So you guys could do it too. You want to save some money. I did the calculations. Let's say if I was buying kale and all this stuff, you have to buy it weekly because this stuff doesn't last long in your refrigerator. So already I'm saving 40, $50 a month on this, maybe more. Okay. But also I don't have to put it in the refrigerator because I cut as I want to eat. so it stays nice and growing in the, it's still in the potting soil in your pot. You don't have to refrigerate it. You could, but I don't have to because it's growing in my house. So I just clip, and a lot of the lettuces and spinach and switch tart and kale, if you start cutting from the bottom, it'll continue to grow. And the lettuces and spinach can last up to 2 months. So the plant is good up to 2 months. So what you do is, you once you get a plant going, like right now, I'm gonna start more seeds this week on spinach and lettuces, because when I'm done eating this one that is growing, then I still have more that are coming in and starting to grow. So that way you never have to wait, you know, on your plants growing, for your spinach and all that to grow for you to eat it. So you do like sectional, you know, time periods. Like right now, I just grew these. So now a month went by, about 3 weeks that I planted the seeds, and now I put another set of seeds in. So I'm going to be growing the carrots outside, because carrots, from what I understood, it's still good even in where I live in Connecticut in the northeast coast, because as long as you got the carrot going in the dirt, the roots, you got them going. Even if you get a frost, even if your dirt gets hard, carrots is it grows even though in very harsh weather. So yeah. So that's another way to save money. You got $40-$50 extra now to buy meats and buy different foods that you like to eat. That's why I'm doing it to save money, but also because, it's we like to eat it. So yeah. So Maya, do me a favor. One more thing I want to show you, but is I have a sad story behind it, because one of the things I love to grow is the vine vegetables. You see how big this thing is? So this is my butternut squash. Look how big this thing is. Yeah, I grew this. My daughter's asking me if I grew this. It's right outside from my garden. Look how big this is compared to my head. Look at this sucker. I haven't weighted it, but something like this at the grocery store could cost you $10 or more, because they sell it for $1.99 a pound, two something a pound, $3 a pound. I saw them the other day, and so it's in a container. The rice and everything, maybe the red lid one, and the beans is in the pot. There's another container. Just look. So look how big this is. So it's a beautiful one. It's really big. I love her so much, but there's a sad story behind it. Um, the the man, there was a man who lives near here that he sprayed chemicals on the other side of the white rice, on the other side of the fence of where this was growing, on the other side of the fence. So yeah, hold on a second, guys. All right, sorry guys, my daughter couldn't find dinner. All right, so the sad part about this, going back to the story, is that my vine was very beautiful, very long, very tall. It was even growing out through the fence, which I had to uh, redirect it back inside the fence, train it to stay in my side. So he sprayed there twice with the chemicals, and I didn't think it was safe enough for us to. It was also pumpkins, so it wasn't safe enough for us to eat this. But this one grew so fast. This one, I noticed it before he sprayed, but it wasn't ready because it was still smaller than this. It was like up to here, from here up to here. And then the skin was soft. So you can't harvest it until this turns this color, and the skin has to be tough, right? So I just harvested it a few days ago. And I was so sad about it because look at this big thing. I mean, this could have been at least, because it's just me and my other daughter. We probably could have had 3, 4 meals with us, with 3, 4 different dishes. And then there's seeds inside, probably like 200 seeds, because I had collected. I grew this from a store-bought butternut squash, the seeds that were in that butternut squash. I grew this. Look at this. This could feed a lot of people. This was one seed, but I had others growing there. But when I saw him spray when I saw that he noticed that he sprayed the second time, I stopped caring for the plant. I said, well, fall's coming. Let me let the plant die and let everything die because it's not going to be safe for us to eat. But one day I was standing on my porch and I saw this big old thing from there and I said, oh, you're still there? So I harvested it. I cut it off. It's very heavy. I'm going to weight it. I'm going to put it, it's heavy. This is about maybe 10 pounds. Maybe 10 pounds. And so, yeah, so be careful with your neighbors. And the thing is, the other side of the fence was not in his property. It was in the post office property. So it was not even his property. And he didn't have to do that because the post office didn't even know about it. I had talked to them about it. They didn't know about it. They didn't know he did that. Also, the post office hires a man that comes and cuts their grass. So there was no need for him to do that. But then when you look at his yard, he has vegetables growing. He has flowers growing. And I don't know why people can't just mind their own business. But it is what it is. I forgave him, whatever. But it's so sad that I'm not even going to take a chance for me and my family to eat this because it could cost us later. So you win some, you lose some, you know. What you going to do, you know? But you do have to be careful. And then he didn't have he didn't even have the he didn't even warn me. He didn't even tell me that he sprayed. He didn't even, of course not, you know. And the fact that he saw that I was still growing food there, so he did it again. So you have to be careful because sometimes some people just don't like what you're doing. And all I'm doing is providing for my family and you know, I've been here living here 2 years. I never even seen that man. That was the first time I seen him. And he came across to be a nice guy because he came over to talk to me. And he was asking me about the lady in the first floor because he saw me working on that bed. And I said, oh no, she's not coming back. She's staying in Brazil. And so I told him I was growing food there. He knew. So he really didn't care. So he didn't even care if he poisoned us as well. But I do have to tell the landlord because I won't be living here forever. And I'm planning to move hopefully next year. So I'm going to tell the landlord in case if anybody wants to grow food there from the tenants here, that to let them know they can't do it to 2027 because when somebody spreads pesticides, you have to wait 2 years for it to clear. Very dangerous. They could grow in the containers, but not in the ground as I was growing in the ground. Anyways, and maybe happy that with very little effort, this thing grew. Very little effort, this thing grew. I didn't even put a lot of compost either. I didn't. And this thing grew. Look at this. I was so happy I accomplished this though. I was happy. And she's beautiful. Look at this. She's beautiful. Now I was growing some at my daughter's house, but the she does have a lot of squirrels there and I think it had little cuts in it and stuff. So I think the squirrel was trying to get into it. Or a raccoon. She get raccoons there too. But a Yucatan animal was biting into it. So we threw it out, you know, but yeah, I was happy that I just love growing things, even if it's house plants. I've always been that way, but I love growing vegetables. I love to see how things, uh, one little seed like this, one little seed like this could get you. Now that plant could have gave me maybe 20 of these, you know, but I didn't take care of the plant. I didn't continue it. I only got water when it rained because I was so angry. I was so upset. I said, well, I'm going to waste my time and my energy when I could work on my other plants that I know that they're safe, you know, because they were on the other side. and they're in containers. So you win some, you lose some. That's how it is. And you just can't get mad. You get mad, yeah, but you keep it moving. Keep it moving. And you just, like, let the Lord take care of those people, okay? Because that was shady. He didn't even care my daughter was going to eat that. None of us. So, yeah. I feel bad that he works with seniors, though. I don't think that person should be working with senior. But anyways, that's what I wanted to share today. So if you could grow something, even if it's 2 or 3 plants, it could save you money at the grocery store if you like to eat vegetables. If you don't like vegetables, you like to drink tea, grow your own herbs. And or grow your own herbs to season your food. That's another thing that's going up. Oh my gosh, the seasons. See the food seasonings. Oh my gosh, I mean, a bottle like this cost me $10. Things are getting very pricey, but I could do the best I can. Not all of us have land and a farm, you know what I mean? But at least I'm doing something, to save me 50, $60 a month. Hey, and it's nutrition for us. So I know it's coming from, and I grew it. There's no GMOs, there's no chemicals, and stuff like that. So that's how it is. But that's how you save. One of the ways you could save money, because 2026 is coming. And I think things are going to get tougher for 2026. Oh my gosh, I got so much to talk about. Maybe I'll leave this next topic for the next live about the robots. AI and robots. Yes, I was watching something about the robots. Elon Musk, what he's thinking, how he's thinking, what he's saying. He's not hiding it. It was a summit. He was at Texas, I believe it was. Texas. And he was talking about robots, and he was talking about y'all jobs, our jobs, people's jobs. So maybe we want to talk about that in the next live. Look it up. But I'm kind of nervous. They creep this up on us little by little, guys. Robots been in the supermarket for years. So it was first those robots that have wheels in the bottom, but it's just like a square box, and they're scanning everything on the shelves and all that in the supermarket. Even Walmart has it. Walmart, Stop and Shop, a few stores have it. So these robots are in the aisles, really annoying, being in my way, but they kind of sense when somebody's there, and they stop, and then they let you go by, and then the robot continues to do his job. So he's taking the job of people that do that, and so checking the stock. And so that's how they started. And then they started putting the robots in the surgery rooms in the hospitals. I know people that got knee replacement has been done. My landlord told me that she had her knees replacement, and she was amazed how the robot did it. The robot did the surgery. So then I watched this video about Elon Musk, and the things he's saying. It's very, I don't know if is he human or is he a robot? Is he here for the humans, or he's here for his pocket? He's here for the robots. And I saw there's a video on YouTube of a lady who already bought a robot for her home. She spent $20,000 on a robot. But that's different. That's for her house. This is not a robot that is taking over people's jobs. Okay? So we'll save that topic for the next video. I'm going to continue with crocheting, and I'm about to have dinner because I'm hungry. But let me know what you guys are working on, and let me know if what you think about the topic that I have for today about dating. And yeah, also I didn't say about the men. The men also gotta watch how it's not just the ladies, but some men, they showed up. Okay, when you go to these dating, going back to dating, when you go to these dating speed dates, I guess they are, pop the balloon, or any other date, you're going like it was your first date, because when they pick the person, they go on a date with them. He pays for the date. He pays for the date. So he pays for the restaurant they're going to and all that. So the men, some of the men, Sharp dressers, really nice, you know, uh, clean. Okay, so it's important for you to be clean. Please make sure you clean your shoes. A lot of ladies, the whole line, nobody picked him because he came with dirty sneakers. And make sure your shoes are clean, whether you're a male or female. Make sure your nails are clean. They see everything because you're standing there talking and they're just screening you with their vision. Zzz. And they say that it's you could tell a lot about a person by just looking at their hands and looking at their shoes. So, yeah. So, another thing is please don't show up with, like, if you're going on a picnic. This man came, one lady came with house slippers. She she had a beautiful dress, a beautiful lady, mommy of two. Some of them they just didn't they said that why did she come with house slippers? And I'm like, yeah, why you came with house slippers? I was like, maybe you came with heels and you took them off. Your feet was hurting, but the lady had house slippers on. But even though she had house slippers, she got a lot of pop balloons because of that. But she ended up leaving with someone. Somebody apparently didn't care if she had house slippers. So some people don't care. They care about how you showed up, but they overlook that because that's something that you could change. Like if you like the person, his personality, what he's saying, what he's bringing to the table, but then he's not a sharp dresser. He doesn't know how to match. A lot of them had like the rainbow color on. Okay, so they don't know how to match or whatever. Maybe they don't know how to keep the beard nice and shape and clean. Me, I don't like men with messy hair, beards. Okay, I don't like it. I like men with facial hair, but it has to be shaped up clean. It can't be all bushy and, some hair up here and anyways. Um so they look at all that, and so some guys came like if they just got out of bed, some of them looked really really nice, a lot of them, and same for the women. So yeah, I forgot to say that about men. And take criticism well. Because when you go on this show, they ask them, hey, why did you pop the balloon? Is there something you didn't like? What did you like? Is this person your type? And then with some of the women as the men, because they popped the balloon, even if the woman was pretty and everything, the guy would ask, well, looking at her, is she your type? And then they will come out like dragging this woman down to the ground because she didn't like him and popped the balloon. So it was very childish. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, the dating scene is very hard, very hard. And one, he was so rude. He told a lady that, oh my gosh, she was a lovely, pretty lady, dressed very nice. She was a Christian lady too. There was nothing wrong with her shoes. He said he didn't like how her toes were coming out of the shoes. He said her toes were cramping out, like grabbing the shoe in the bottom. He was talking about what was it? Her hair. He was saying something else, and people were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like going like this with their mouth because, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. So that's what I would say if you're going in these dating shows. Try to say something nice. Always say something nice. If you can't say nothing nice, then don't say it at all. If you don't like somebody, you have your preference. You have the right to say if you like somebody. If you don't, if you have the right to say no, I don't like him because he's not my type. That's fine. You don't like him because he's your type, okay? But you don't gotta go as far as to say, oh well, he got hair sticking out of his nose, or he got, you know what I mean? You don't gotta be rude. And some guy said, oh, he was in the one I watched today. It was for pop the balloon or the find a real one, but it specifically was the show for plus size women. So the men were coming to look for a plus size woman, right? So he know that these women were gonna be plus size. Why are you gonna come to the show and then every single one of them said, no, she's too much overweight for me. No, she's not slim enough. No, then why are you there? You know. So yeah, just be nice. You don't got to be rude. There's somebody for somebody out there. You know what I mean? And everybody has different tastes, but you don't have to be rude. You know what I mean? Just say, "Is no, you're not my type," and leave it alone. If they ask you, well, why I'm not your type? One guy said, "Why I'm not your type? Could you tell me by looking at me why I'm not your type?" So if they ask you, yeah, tell them it in a nice way. You could tell them in a nice way. A lot of them were saying because the men were too short. Some of these women were short too. Some of the men were taller than the woman, but they want 6 feet and up. One woman said, "No, you're too short for me." And the guy said, "He's taller than you." And he was like, "Yeah, but I want them taller because I like to climb on them." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." But anyways, yeah, don't go so much for the appearance. I was dating someone, you know, um, and I had children with him where I could just say this about um sometimes when you look at the outside, you're gonna miss out what's in the inside, who the real person is. Anyways, long story short, I didn't like my kid's father when I first met him. I was 17, but he was too white for me. I'm talking about like a cup of milk. He was Spanish, but he was like a cup of milk. Then it was summer, so he had shorts on, and then so he had what I call spaghetti legs, right? So he had these skinny legs, and then okay, I was in high school, and nobody in high school when I went to high school had facial hair. And so he had facial hair. I couldn't tell that he was only 2 years older than me. Actually, I thought he was 35 years old. And so I told him I wasn't interested. I told him I wasn't interested. Yeah. But, here we are, two children. But that's how it is, guys. So sometimes you can't judge the book by its cover, right? So yeah, give them a shot. Get to know them first before you start shooting them down. But to be honest, I was young. I was 17, and I wasn't trying to look for somebody like that looked at 35. But anyways, that's just a testimony I wanted to share with you guys that sometimes um, the outer appearance it's not important. Okay, it's not important. It's how they treat you, it's their heart, their character, if they're respectful, and yeah, if they're a caring, loving person, and you know it by their actions. All right, so I wanted to share those tips with you. Yeah, next time we'll talk about AI and the robots. AI is getting too crazy out there. So we're going to talk about that. So then I'm going to leave it here for now. This is where I'm at, when I was chit-chatting with you guys. I did a few rolls. I'm about to have some dinner right now. I cooked early today. I washed so many clothes in the last 2 days. I even washed the cushion to the sofa. Yeah, I did the outside too. I did the stairs, I did the porch, I did the plants, I did the house, I did everything. I was so tired yesterday. I was doing so much, throwing out stuff that I really didn't need or want, decluttering, and I, my back was hurting, so I laid on the bed just to rest my back for a few minutes, and I didn't notice that I knocked out. I was sleeping. So, yeah, yep, so that is what's going on right now. I'm not trying to have stuff that I'm not. If I haven't used it for 2 years or so, I'm just going to get rid of it. Maybe somebody else could be blessed with it. All right. God bless. Take care. May the Lord bless you and your family. Be safe out there. Thank you for those who were watching and watching the replay and giving the thumbs up. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. God bless. Bye for now.